and we're off to the races. So today, why are you laughing? Today is one for the books. I had this beautifully made concoction of God knows what on God's green earth. My wife made because I was battling a cold, like a minor cold I was telling you about. And I don't know if you guys met my co-host today, but he's a relative of mine. He's a cousin of mine, and he's actually world-renowned artist, singer, actor. He's acting in a lot of stuff. He's a singer-songwriter, and this guy is unbelievable. You're gonna also talk about the new song you're gonna drop soon, right?
Yeah.
His name is Ricky Rebel in the house.
Hey.
Today, guys, tonight we're gonna get very vulnerable.
Yeah. Today is not an interview though, right? Today,
no, we're just gonna talk. We're two dudes chatting, and we're a little loaded, right? Because such is life. A little tipsy.
I got a little shot because I'm feeling something in my throat, so I wanted to clear it up.
Yeah. Okay.
Just like you, and I'm feeling good.
Yeah.
I'm feeling good,
and we're ready. We're ready, and so nothing's off the table, as you can see. Nothing.
We're feeling nice and loose.
We're gonna get real candid, vulnerable. Definitely delve into lots of layers. Let's go into the underbelly of Hollywood and music as we know it.
Great. The
industry related, like Katy Perry, for example.
Katy Perry. What do you think about Katy Perry right now?
I don't know. She's getting a lot of blowback.
Yeah, blow. A lot of blow.
A lot of blow. A lot of people.
Like she blew her career.
Yeah, it's crazy.
What's
going on?
She's not selling out her concerts.
Okay.
Well, the astronaut Katy Perry.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
She called herself an astronaut for being up in the air for like 11 minutes.
Like 11 minutes. And so what's your take on that?
What do you think my take is? Oh, man.
I mean, I don't know.
I respect her so much. I mean, honestly, she's an incredible performer, singer, but she's on TikTok right now. And those dances, like, she's doing like these really, really bad moves and choreography. People are making fun of her. It's not a good situation. Not good.
I think Katy Perry, I mean, quite frankly, when you want to go into, becoming an astronaut, we have to think, well, okay, let's dial it back though. Do you really believe that we set foot? I mean,
on the moon.
It could be argued that, like you watch some of this stuff with the kind of technology we had in the 1960s.
It looked fake.
It looks fake. And the little switches, I mean, come on, dude.
Well, the whole thing that just happened, it looked fake.
I think we have more technology in this freaking phone than they did in the whole spaceships, to be quite frank with you.
Did you see how they opened the door too prematurely?
Yeah.
And then
this last one that happened.
Yeah. And
so it's no different.
He had to hey, don't do that. It's not time yet. It's not time yet.
Yeah.
And he had to get that stupid thing, and it was like plastic.
Yeah.
Opening it up. It looks so fake.
It does. And everything's optics. Let's be honest here. Everything is optics. It's all like kind of the way, almost like Instagram. Like how many people on Instagram, they look a certain way, right? They're Photoshopped, they take pictures, they go to red carpets, this, that, and the other.
Right.
And then they live in their parents' basement, bro. Like
it's all fake.
It's all fake,
Well, he's trying to compete with Elon.
Okay.
That's what's happening.
Right. Like we were trying to compete with the Russians.
Right.
In the 60s.
Right.
So there are parallels.
Bezos. Is it Bezos?
Yeah, Bezos.
Who is it that's competing?
I have a story for you about Bezos.
Who did the astronaut?
And I don't give a shit because we're drinking. So, cheers to that. All right, cheers.
Okay.
Salud.
Cousin,
primo, right?
Mm-hmm.
And not those primos, guys. But anyway, it's pretty strong. I have a story about.
I never drink, by the way. No. I never. It's so rare. And it's only when I love the person I'm with or I feel comfortable.
Thank you.
Or I want to party.
I love it.
Like if I really want to party, like when I was in Puerto Vallarta, I had one shot or I had one thing and I'm like, okay, I'll party with you guys. I'll have fun. I'll let my hair down.
There you go.
I'll let my guard down.
Yeah. Well.
Just for a night or a moment.
Let's get back to his wife, or his soon-to-be wife is not Rosalind Sanchez. What's her name? Sanchez. She was Channel 5. Like she was a journalist.
Right.
Okay, so his wife, years ago, I drove his wife with her then husband. Yeah, dude. And this is a true story. Like every Oscar, when I guess her husband's some kind of agent. And so she didn't wear any panties, nothing underneath.
Great.
And she was whispering into his ear, like, I'm not wearing anything tonight. Like, that was like,
And you
like
heard
a
that?
lucky charm. Yeah, I heard it.
Why? How did you
Because
hear
I was
that?
the driver.
Oh, you
No,
heard
we were in bed together, all three of us.
you heard everything she was saying.
Yeah, everything.
Was she mic'd up or something?
No,
you
because
mic your
she's in the
limo?
car. She's in the car. I'm driving. And I'm listening, and I'm like, dude.
Does anybody ever fucked in your limo?
Yeah, a lot of people have fucked in my limo, dude.
That's
A
great.
lot. And I mean, I could sit here and tell you stories for sure, and you know,
We're here now.
but okay, all right. So okay, you want to hear the story, right?
Well,
Okay,
all of
so
it, yeah.
years ago, all right. So I don't kiss and tell, man. So years ago, I drove the then was it the DA or something, San Francisco DA, and she was running for Attorney General. Okay,
Names.
K, Camel Toe.
Her-
Kamala.
Oh, Kamala.
Kamala.
Miss Harris.
Yeah, Mrs. Harris now.
Mrs. Harris.
Yeah, so I drove her and in
Coconut woman, right?
Yeah, totally, dude. And so we made out. I'll just leave it at that. We made out in my car.
In the limo.
Yeah, it was great. She's actually a good kisser.
Front seat or back seat?
She takes it in the back. No, I was gonna say they're not gonna go there. No, this is the back seat.
Front or back?
Those are the back seat. She was in the back seat. I was
that's
the driver.
hot.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's cool, yeah.
Yeah.
But I have
Didn't she date like Snoop Dogg or something?
Well, she loves to at
loves
the time,
it,
I think
right?
she loves smoking weed, like smoking
She's a
pot.
weed girl.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, she's a weed. So who have you smoked with? Have you smoked with anybody like famous?
I
Other than
don't.
your famous self.
I used to. Okay, the only time I ever do that is at very rare occasions, right?
Okay.
When we were on tour with No Authority, there was this girl group called I5.
Yeah.
And they had a couple
Yeah.
hits or whatever. One of the songs, Cinderella, is like blowing up now on TikTok. So
Okay.
I'm really proud of them. But I became, she's my girlfriend, Gabby. She became my
Oh,
girlfriend.
okay.
She's like 10 years older than me.
Yeah.
It was really
It
provocative.
was the cougar thing.
It was
yeah.
freaking crazy because we were on tour with Britney Spears together. It was just
Yeah.
like this cougar thing. And like, you're with Ricky? Isn't he
Yeah.
gay or what the
Yeah.
hell's going on? But I just fell in love with Gabby. And she fell in love with
Wow.
me. And she's like so hot. She's like a Latin Pamela Anderson.
Yeah.
So anyway,
Okay.
they wanted us to smoke in the back of the tour bus
And why not?
and play
right?
Truth or Dare.
Yeah.
So I couldn't resist.
Right.
And we had such a good time.
The weed was just too good to resist.
Of course. And
she was obviously smoking hot, probably.
she's gorgeous. If you look her up, Gabby
Yeah.
Keys. She's a salsa dancer now.
Okay.
And everything.
All right.
But we did it from an apple because apparently it's better for your voice.
Yeah.
Do it from an apple.
So what do you do before you start your podcast? Do the same thing you did? Like you're
What do you
clearing your
mean?
pipes and you're like trying to you do something when you do this whole mantra or you do
yeah.
like
Yeah.
let me tell you
Stuff like
a
that.
story. Okay, so
Lip trills.
years ago,
Let me take these off.
when I lived, all right, look at that. Yeah, why hide behind the glasses? Let's get real. Let's get
Yeah.
candid today.
Yeah.
No, so I lived in Alhambra years ago, and I told you a story by Phil Spector. We were talking off camera, and when I lived in Alhambra, there used to be a lady that taught voice lessons across the street.
Oh,
But then
okay.
the people that would arrive, because it was like a private practice of sorts, they come to the house and that sort of thing. They do what you just finished doing right now.
Yeah, yeah.
All these little exercises and stuff to exercise their vocals and their pipes. So then mom, Gareso, was watching my son, and then the lady next door that lived next door to us, I'm not going to say her name, but she's like an older lady, also was telling my mom, no. Mom's telling Angelica. I know mom's name was Angelica. Angelica, you know what they're doing, right? When they do,
What?
yeah, they're calling out. This is they're calling out for the dealer. It's like the guy on this side, it's calling into a car, and then they'll come around and they're gonna do business, and then
Like an ice cream truck or something?
no, she's like, but drugs. They're talking about
Oh,
drugs.
it's for drugs.
Yeah, for drugs. It was like a kind of thing where
Okay.
the guy went, "Brrr," and it was sort of like a Morse code of sorts, and then the other person would know, all right, like that's the call. And she like grew up in Almani, so it was like super hood over there. And
Wow.
my mom learned something new she didn't know. So years later, the full story. It's funny. That's why when you did it, I go, oh my God, it brought me back to that. I was laughing because years later, I ran into the same lady live across the street, some random place. And I go, oh my God, dude. She said she lived in Alhambra. She's giving out cards, passing out cards. And I go, oh my God, I used to live in Alhambra.
Right.
Dude, I totally remember. You're the boy. By any chance, did you live on such and such street? Coincidentally,
same girl.
She did. It was the same girl. And she goes, yeah, I gave I coached people voice lessons. Oh my God, dude. So the whole time they were doing like she explained they would go across the street and get ready for the next what do you call it, class she'd had. She had like different classes and she'd have different people, but because they were always out in the front and there were various folks, you know, Mom said they're up to something.
Oh, and the lady she thought it was
they were calling for drugs.
Thing.
This is a drug thing. So
this
is perfectly normal in my neighborhood. It was so funny. But anyway, it's so good to see you, man. Like, honestly, when I'm in your company, I'm like,
I know, we have so much fun.
It's just a blast.
It's
especially now that, you know, the creative juices are flowing. And
so
my wife, my wonderful wife, love you, you know. Thank you so much for putting this together.
She's a sweetheart. She's supposed to come to one of our shows. And she was up for it.
Yeah.
And it didn't happen all the way.
Pan out.
It panned out. You were right there. But I wanted to go to like a big show. This was just like a little comedy show.
Yeah.
That my friend Eugenia, she's from Models of Comedy.
Oh,
we need to have her on as a guest. Yeah. She's so hot and so fun.
Like something nuts or something? These nuts or
she's nuts. She's so talented.
I love it. Oh, so what else were we talking about? We covered quite a bit. Okay, so
all the people.
No, there's also we talked about. What about Elon?
You want to talk about Elon?
Yeah. What do you think about Elon these days? I mean, besides,
I personally love Elon.
Yeah.
I love the Doge idea. I like the idea of like telling us what's going on in the government, what's being spent here and there. I don't think that's ever happened.
So checks and balances, accountability.
Yeah.
Right?
I just don't think it's ever happened in our government where they've ever, got the IRS on them. It's always us who are being audited. So I'm really grateful to have somebody who's like,
the checks
hey,
and
guess what?
balances.
Why are millions of dollars going to like trans?
Why is he getting hated on though? That's a big question.
I can tell you exactly why.
Why? Because of that very reason?
Okay. Well, that so-called Nazi salute didn't really help.
Yeah.
People think that it was a Nazi salute. I don't think it was, but a lot of people thought it was. It kind of looked like it. I was like, what the hell are you doing?
Yeah.
The movement was kind of the choreography.
Right. And you know that. Go ahead.
I mean, but you have to look at like one of my fans who loves me.
We're not mincing anything out here, guys. We're leaving everything as is. So go ahead.
He loves me.
No guardrails tonight.
And I love him too.
Yeah.
But he's like, he hates Trump now. And he hates Elon. And I'm like, why do you hate Elon? Yeah. He said, well, he's a Nazi. He did the Nazi salute. Yeah. I'm like, okay. Besides that moment where he says he was giving his heart out to people and did the choreography or whatever. Yeah. Besides that, like, have you ever had anything where he's done something Nazi-esque? Like, give me some data to prove beyond that. And he really couldn't. He said, he liked someone's tweet who was Nazi, and I think it was Kanye.
Oh,
so
Kanye.
That's their way of like justifying it. But for me to think someone's a Nazi, like they have to like have not like, oh, you found a room with like Nazi memorabilia, or somebody who's like death to the,
and it's and we're Jews.
Yeah.
So like, what's the deal with?
It's somebody who's like really actively like not working with people from Israel or actively saying that Jews are a problem, like aggressively, that would make me think that that person would be a Nazi. But anyway, I like Elon. I mean, but before he supported Trump, I mean, his biggest supporters were liberals because of the whole electric car situation.
Yeah.
It helped the planet.
Right.
And everything.
Right. That's right. I drove the first Prius I had because I love Priuses. I mean, I absolutely love Priuses. So nice. I've had like all of the ones that have come out up until now. Cool. And then I backtracked because I crashed into earlier in the year. So,
you had a moment.
And then so I decided to get an older one, and it was cash. It was fantastic. Can't go wrong, right?
Yeah.
And so I ended up as a good Jew. I paid $6,000 for a Prius, and then
We're good. We're
Yeah,
Jewish.
good
I mean, I can't believe it. I'm
Yeah.
like a quarter Jew, right?
Yeah.
Are you?
I'm half.
Because I
Mom
love
was a
money.
Latina Jew.
I love money.
Mom was a
Don't
Latina
you?
Jew. Mom and dad, obviously, you know, we're related through my dad.
And I got that big nose.
Yeah. Yeah, mom
Some people
did
try
too.
to hate on my big nose.
That's cool.
Whatever.
Fuck them, right?
Fuck them.
Yeah.
That's what makeup is for, the contouring.
There you go. We could sniff more, right?
Yeah, oh, I can
Do
sniff
more
a lot.
lines, right?
Oh, yeah. More room.
Oh, you know what? So do you have any great stories about let's
What?
talk about demystify a lot of
Coke?
stuff. Cocaine. Who didn't do cocaine? I mean, in Hollywood, everyone did cocaine.
I'm a
I
late
have people that
bloomer
did
with all
cocaine
of
and
that. I'm a
freaking
late
limos.
bloomer. I'm a late bloomer.
There's people that did limos. Cocaine
I didn't do my
limos.
first line until like I was like close to 40 years old, like
Right.
on a Fire Island. My mom's gonna watch this. She's gonna be so pissed.
Oh my God.
But everybody should try something once in their
You went
lives
to the
or
Fire Island?
twice.
The Fire Festival? It never happened?
The Fire Island.
No, you didn't go to
Have you
that.
been there?
No, you're not talking about Fire Fest though, because I'm all hung up on the Fire Fest because they had part 1 and then part 2, and
No.
it never happened.
Oh.
You know, with
the Fire
Billy, yeah, it's
Festival.
something completely different.
No, Fire Island is like this really big, like gay
yeah,
party. Like
okay.
all the gays in the whole wide world go to this little island.
And it's all
And
the
it's
flair and everything.
the most
going on.
debaucherous
Yeah, I bet.
place on the planet.
Okay.
And
Little-
one of the
Little
owners,
Gomorrah.
Sodom and Gomorrah
Yeah.
times a million. And one of the owners, like he invited me to perform at one of
Okay.
the events,
And were you performing?
and he proceeded the moment he saw me, he came from
Yeah.
behind me. He introduced himself by ramming his fingers up my butt.
Oh, what? Are you sure he wasn't a doctor, dude? Like,
and saying,
he's anal. You know that guy's super anal, anal retentive.
and he's like, "This is he's gonna have the surgery, something about transsexual,
Yeah.
calling me a transsexual." I mean, talk about sexual harassment. I could have sued and had been like a billionaire.
Yeah, maybe those were his pleasantries.
Oh, he was so wonderful. I actually thought he was hilarious.
Maybe he was a doctor, bro.
And he's like, "Do you want to do blow?" And I'm like, "No." And he's
Yeah.
like, "Come on." And it's like,
I
he's
saw a
so
model.
rich and so powerful and so cool.
Remember Andy Dick?
I'm like, fine.
The disgraced
do-
Andy Dick? I saw a girl do like,
Oh my
blow.
God, Andy Dick wanted him to suck my dick
Yeah.
in the bathroom.
Did he want to, like, there's a chick that went into the guy's bathroom.
at the Abbey. He
That's where
did.
used to hang out, really?
He did, yeah. And I
he
didn't want to
did?
do it.
You didn't want to do it.
No, that probably would have been one of the most famous.
Yeah. You ever got
Celebrities.
blowback? You ever got...
It would have been. I would have
Andy
blown
Dick-
out his
Andy
bag.
Dick, like, love blow, bro. He used to do.
Oh, he
we used
loves
to go.
everything.
We used to go to. Okay, so check it out. We used to get invited to the show, a sitcom he had, Less Than Perfect, with all the Mad TV people, all these actors, comedians. They're all stand-up comedians, and we used to go to the green room, and this dude would do a ton of blow before he went on.
Mm-mm.
Before he went on in the show, dude, this is nuts. This is just.
Did you ever
Andy.
watch him do
It's
Naughty
crazy.
Baby Did a No-No?
Mm-hmm.
That song, Naughty Baby Did a
Yeah,
No-No,
yeah.
with Christina Aguilera. He's
Yeah.
like the cousin of Christina.
Dude, it's nuts.
That was hilarious.
The guy is funny. The guy
brilliant.
is brilliant.
Absolutely
Yeah, he's a
brilliant.
genius. And you know,
He's a
he got
genius,
canceled.
yeah.
But I'm sure
Did he
he'll
get
work his
canceled?
way back
Like, what
up. He'll work
happened?
his way back up. What's cancellation anyway at the end of
I
the
mean,
day?
we wanted to talk about that.
Yeah.
Like,
So what's the deal with cancellation? I mean, how do you feel about it? Because the very forces behind the movement, you know, kind of like fell into their own shit. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
it's just, I think it cancels off.
Well, it's an animal
Yeah.
that's like eating its own tail.
Right.
Right.
Basically, essentially.
Yeah.
And at this point, there's no such thing unless you really go there. I mean, like with Elon, you know, like you finished saying the whole.
Well, I think Kanye has
salute,
helped
I
with that
guess.
too. This is a very
Kanye's a-
controversial thing to say, but I think
Kanye's crazy. Is he just?
he's crazy.
He's just.
But what I'm saying
And
is,
it's hurtful to do some of the stuff he's doing.
but he's
now.
trying to push the boundaries of
Yeah.
what people can say.
There, you have to be extra careful because
I am extra
you know,
careful.
I mean, I'm not
just-
saying you. You're my cousin. I got your back, dude. I got your back. But no, I'm just saying, like, people have to be.
I'm not
you know,
saying I agree
extra
with
careful
him.
in the sense that, you know, here's the deal.
He's the ultimate, like, you
Yeah,
shouldn't
he's
say
pushing
that.
boundaries.
He's
like
the only
to
one.
Yeah, like
He is
pushing the
the-
envelope to where no one's ever done it before. But it's almost absurd because also to add to it's preposterous and add to the fact that if he keeps doing that and somebody burns a freaking like they burned that Jewish governor's house, and it kind of perpetuates the hatred, I guess is the word.
Are you offended?
Huh?
Are you offended by him?
Well, sort of, yeah. The swastika is offensive. I'm not gonna lie to you.
How about the "I sucked my cousin's dick" song? Did you hear that song?
No,
he wrote that.
Yeah.
Oh God, yes. And he said, "I'm Kanye West, and I sucked my cousin till we were 16 years old." And the person, and basically that guy when he stopped doing that to his cousin, that guy like killed and murdered a pregnant woman and is in jail for life.
That's the thing. So I think we got to keep. I mean, I'm all about. I'm like a Howard Stern of sorts, Like I love that shock jock stuff and whatnot, all the malarkey, all the craziness. I like talking about a whole slew of things, but the swastikas, they sting. To me, it's like not my thing.
My friend Caden, who I love, I'm bringing him up. He's gonna hate that I'm bringing him up, but he's like, he said,
"What's his first and last name?"
No, he's famous. He's pretty freaking famous. But he's like, you gotta look at the vulnerability of that.
Yeah.
Like he obviously more than anybody on the whole planet, he doesn't like what he's saying, but he's saying that the vulnerability that it takes to admit something like that, like a black man rapper, talking about sucking off his cousin, like that's big.
That's like a taboo.
That's out of control.
That was like a taboo in the olden days. You could never talk about stuff like that.
Never. That would destroy
families.
Anybody.
Yeah.
Like anybody's career.
Everyone. In the 70s, and it was happening, but nobody, like, even, it used to be that people couldn't come out of the closet, man. And it was like just that in and of itself. Now, incestual stuff that's happened since the beginning of time, I mean, that stuff would ruin life as we know it, let alone the careers and all that other stuff.
I'm the kind of person that the artist is separate from the art.
Right, I get it.
Like almost 100%, maybe 99%. For me, it's like if I like the art that person to Kanye, he's a thing. No, just kidding.
Yeah.
The art that person's making is separate from the artist. So if I like the art, then I'm like, oh, I love this art, and then they're like, but Hitler made it, or oh, this is so bad for me to say, but honestly, if it's
art, okay. What about Justin? What about Justin Timberlake's mom?
Hitler's a monster, and we all fucking know that. And what he did was horrible. But if he wrote like Ave Maria, like what are we gonna do?
Yeah.
Like what are we gonna do?
But did he write it?
No. But I mean, even if we go to Michael Jackson, like a lot of people.
Did Michael Jackson molest the kids? Tell the truth. You were around him.
That's the question.
Because the one kid that came forward,
Wade Robson.
There's another guy that came forward whose mom was an actress.
My dear friend Wade Robson. I danced with him. I grew up with him. Did that documentary.
Yeah, and there's two guys.
I believe Wade Robson.
Okay, what do you you believe it?
Yeah.
Okay.
I believe Wade.
When
I saw the documentary, I looked him dead in the eye when I was watching it.
Well, you crawled into bed
and
with
he's
Michael,
100%.
But you didn't do anything with Michael.
I did not crawl into his bed, but I wanted to.
Yeah, you wanted. You're crazy. You're fucking crazy, dude.
You're bringing it out of me.
I love it because you're just stripping down at all the fucking layers.
But yeah, Wade Robson, the most brilliant dancer of all time.
Yeah.
Choreographed for Britney Spears.
Yeah,
he broke up the relationship between Justin and Britney. He stole Britney from Justin and slept with her. It was a whole thing.
What?
Oh yeah, you don't know about that choreography? That's why they broke up.
Oh,
that's why Justin Timberlake.
Knows that. Dude,
everyone knows that.
Really?
Yeah.
Everybody in the industry probably knows that. Well, that's not common knowledge for the rest of the people who are going to be watching this.
But she wrote about it in her book.
Okay, I never.
I mean, I
don't read.
I read
anymore,
her.
but anyway, there's a book out, and it's all
her
this
book,
information.
Yeah.
So it's common knowledge.
She talks about.
So let's talk about Justin. Let's talk about Justin Timberlake's mom offering you guys drugs when you guys were teenagers. Can we talk about that?
Didn't I say that my mom didn't want us talking about that?
Oh. Okay, we're not gonna do it. We won't talk about it then.
No comment.
No comment. We'll leave it for the book. Hey, we should write a book together, dude.
That'd be fun.
For real.
We need to do
my
stand up. We need to do stand up.
I would just stand up.
I'm going to need really a lot of help with that because I'm
Let's
the
do
kind
it.
of like comic. I could tell I'm not going to be able to just come up with anything.
I think you
I have to
can.
be
You don't
fully
know it.
rehearsed.
Don't ever use that word. I can't.
Right.
Mom used to never allow us to do that in the house.
Because when you say you can't, you're probably really good at that thing you can't do.
Right.
Isn't that the truth?
It's totally the
The
truth.
moment you say that I'm not really good at that, you're probably that's probably the thing you're the best at.
Yeah, you're the best at exactly.
Yeah.
So let's just
I don't like ad-libbing.
Right.
I don't like
We're
winging
ad-libbing now.
I know. But this is fun.
This is great. We don't hardly ever do because I never do that. I'm usually scripted, but now you're just coming and hanging out with the cousins. So we're not really. We've delved into your career planning, which I love, and I love that you come and talk about it when you have a new song.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, I think you do have a new song.
Yeah, it's out. May 2nd. It's been out. Probably when this airs, it's already out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's the name of the song?
It's called Right Again.
Can you sing a little excerpt right now?
No.
I don't think so. I can't even sing a lullaby right now.
Maybe we could play the song and like I could do all the motions.
Yeah, no.
It's
but
a good song.
Yeah.
It's about like how I believe that we can make any relationship right again.
Awesome.
By taking responsibility for our actions. Like if we need to apologize, just apologize to the person. Hey, I fucked up. You could really mend any relationship. Yeah. And transform any relationship that you put your mind to and your heart to. And if that person doesn't want to deal with it, that's fine too. But at least you open your heart and you revealed like, I'm sorry, I did that.
That's beautiful.
It's about like the fact that I'm a
Speaking of
Sagittarian
vulnerability,
too, and
you're talking
put my
about
foot in my mouth all the time.
Yeah, and you're really coming clean, and you have to admit your flaws. I mean, you've been wrong before, and then you open for a new chapter in your life. Every day is a new chapter, right? A new canvas.
Yeah.
I love it. What else do you want to talk about?
We want to talk about some of the things you wanted to talk about, right? We had some moments.
We had moments. Backstage moments. Remember? Like, have you ever gotten DM'd by somebody and said, "Hey, you're my secret crush," and you're like, "Dude, I honest to God, I don't know that. I don't know this person, but it's like a fan." Have you ever hooked up with a fan?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Definitely.
Like groupies and shit, or like.
Yeah.
What about, has anyone ever broken into your house?
We had someone break into our hotel room.
What?
And hide in the closet in Europe.
Dude.
Like 2 girls. We caught them in the closet.
And
we were
what'd you say?
we got into our bed and everything, and then all of a sudden we hear giggling. It was in the closet, and they like
Was it
and they jumped out. They jumped out and they like
it was consensual
got on top of us. It scared the shit out of us, honestly.
Well, was it consensual?
What do you mean? Was it consensual?
Did anything happen?
No, not that one.
I'm alluding to something.
Not that moment. That was we had to call the cops.
You're like, fuck out of here.
You girls are psycho. Waiting in the closet.
Yeah.
That's how they act in Europe. Like they don't play around with their fandom. It's
it's crazy. Then they steal their jewelry, right? Like the Kardashians.
It's over the top. Yeah.
It was like an inside job.
Can you believe
What's
that?
up with Diddy, dude?
What's up with all roads lead to Diddy.
All the roads lead to Diddy.
I mean, listen.
Dude, I drove
when
that
I saw that
before.
video.
I'll tell you a story. Go ahead.
When I saw that video of him dragging that girl across the floor and like smacking her around.
Yeah, you don't smack women,
I was
bro.
done. I was done with the choreography.
Yeah,
everything was done. Like you don't do that.
You don't.
The moment I saw that video.
We love our moms.
I was like.
And our sisters and
women in general.
My wife in general. Every woman, man. We can't procreate.
The moment I saw that, I'm like, his career's done. It's over. And I don't.
Plant a seed into a woman. A human being cannot be born without a woman, dude.
But my whole thing is like parties like that are happening all over Hollywood.
For the last.
That's a reality.
150
since
years?
the dawn of
100
time.
Years? Yeah, it's the dawn of
like
time.
since Greece and shit. Like. I mean, Nero, like these emperors,
bathhouses and stuff, right?
These emperors used to do the most horrific things because they had power and,
with power and greed comes all kinds of stuff. It does.
There's a lot of powerful people out there, and they're doing really nasty shit.
So Puff Daddy, back when he was Puff Daddy, I'm dating myself. I got to drive him, and you couldn't even look at him. Look through the mirror, and you couldn't talk to him. Nothing.
It was against the rules.
Against the rules when it came with you pick them up at a airport in Van Nuys. I think Van Nuys private airport, and then you had a guy come in and you had to you talked through him. He was your go-to person, your middle person, and then you
Sounds
negotiate.
very
Yeah,
friendly.
it's really friendly, right? And then,
Yeah.
but one time we dropped off at the house, a full-on party, most likely a Diddy party. They say that it was a party, and then the Diddy party happened in the after hours.
And the whole thing is like, if you go to a Diddy party, it doesn't mean that you're
gonna
having
get diddied?
sex with underage people. Like, you could just be going and like hanging out,
Well, now they're saying that
right?
apparently one of the deciding factors that, it's gonna be like, I think the Cassie video
Mm.
is a blow thing wide open in terms of we're gonna find him guilty for sure. No, however, they're
yeah.
saying that the drugs that a lot of people took, so they could have very well have been like the inhibitions when you drink, like such as now, right? Like you're drinking right now, all your inhibitions go out the window.
Yeah.
So then perhaps,
But that's bullshit, though.
3 sheets to the wind here, perhaps you end up doing shit. Right, it's complete horseshit. But he has probably the best lawyers that money can buy.
Yeah.
And so they're gonna try to concoct the thing where he was like not all there when he was all fucked
Of
up, and then
course,
they all
of
got
course.
together and decided to have an orgy.
Like, oops, I murdered someone
Yeah.
while I was
Right.
high.
Like I didn't do it.
So what?
The substance did it.
So what?
Yeah.
I don't like that whole like I was
Yeah.
drunk thing.
Yeah.
I blacked
Yeah.
out thing, and you did like horrible shit to me
Yeah.
or shit to people.
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't give a fuck.
Like I woke up
I
in a
had, like,
Chinese
0
basket.
I have like 0. It's the mom and dad.
Yeah.
Like, the way I was raised.
I think we were raised
Like 0 compassion for
they're
that.
super conservative, and
As I drink straight up vodka.
yeah, ugh. Yeah, you're
I'm so
super
grateful that I'm
brave.
not
Yeah.
an addict. Let's talk
Yeah,
about
me too.
addiction.
Addiction is a real thing.
It's so fucked up. Like,
And-
it has
and
fucked
mental
up
health.
so many people in my
Yeah.
life.
Yeah,
And I have to deal with it a lot because of the industry.
right.
So many people are constantly drinking or doing drugs or
Well, my
like,
good friend Tom Sizemore, who was a famous actor, he was a good friend of mine, and he died. And a lot of it, he had a brain aneurysm, but he was at some point he was an addict. Like I saw him smoke,
But we're
out of a
not.
crack pipe.
We're not, right? You're
Thank
not.
God we're not.
You're not?
No.
Okay. It's not like you fell off the wagon right now.
No, by now, but I'm addicted to life.
We're what we call normies.
helping
We're called
people.
normies.
We're
In
normies.
AA, they call us
Yeah.
normies.
Yeah,
I thank God
yeah.
to be a normie.
God Almighty, man. It's
I
good.
mean, it
Praise
must be
God.
the worst thing in the whole world.
Yeah.
I feel for them, but at the same time, I'm like, come on, bro. Like,
Yeah.
get your
Get
your
your bearings
shit
together. Get your
together.
shit together.
And I know it's a disease. It's kind of like being like, oh, with a cancer patient, like, hey, get your shit together, be healthy.
Yeah.
I get it, but at the same time, I also know like a lot of that is like choices. Like if I shot up
Yeah.
heroin right now,
Yeah.
I'd be a heroin addict.
No, you wouldn't. You just be fucking
No,
experimenting.
No. Like
Oh, the
there's
first
some
time?
drugs,
The
like
first time,
there's
huh?
some that you take and you'll never
Like
not want it.
fully recover. Yeah. You'll be completely like you're totally gonna sell your ass to the devil.
You're an immediate
Yeah,
addict.
Yeah, that's what I hear.
So that is a choice.
Right.
Period.
Right. Nobody puts a gun to your head.
I mean, we're done with the conversation on that.
Yeah.
Can we?
Yeah.
Because that's a true reality. You
yeah.
do it and you're
And
done.
A lot of people.
It's like the
unfortunately,
devil.
they,
Like you talk about that. Yeah.
You sell your soul, man.
Don't.
That's a big thing in Hollywood. You sell your soul, and
Yeah.
I did, and that's why I'm. Obviously we're not making big money these
Well,
days.
the thing is, I've been told that I've been offered certain things.
Yeah, me too.
Okay.
I said no.
But if you don't, yeah, I said no too. But if you take it,
Yeah,
if you take the
red pill or the blue pill or
no, this is a lot different than that.
Okay.
This is a lot darker than that.
Yeah. No, I know what you're delving into. I don't know that we want to go in that
I think-
direction.
I don't know.
Can we save it, or should we just talk about it?
Well, I think it's fine. I
All right,
mean,
cool.
they say that if you are initiated into that club,
Yeah,
that you have to
it's a harder.
sacrifice someone you love,
Mhm.
and they won't tell you who they're going to kill
Yeah,
for fame and fortune, right?
yeah.
They say that Kanye did that,
With somebody who's
and
with.
his mother, they say, was murdered.
Wow, do you believe
That's-
it?
Yeah,
Yeah,
a little.
yeah.
Not a lot, because I don't know all the
'cause
way.
Here's the deal. Because all right, let's talk about things behind the veil. If it came down to it, like you and I were talking off camera, like right now,
Hollywood is run by satanic
it is
pedophiles.
It is. There you go.
I mean, there's
Simplicity at its finest. There you go. In a nutshell.
The blunt Sagittarian.
Yeah, dude.
Strikes again.
It's
putting his foot right in his mouth, like I
yeah,
always do. Well, that's what they say. I mean,
it's 100%.
If power corrupts,
it's true, bro.
Like 100%. What is at the top, and what are they doing, and what are they up to?
It's the devil's playground, the world. You know, we live in. So God has left the Bible and left a lot of good things for us to follow. So that we don't have to, go in that direction, because once
we don't want to.
Once you go there, there's no coming back from that.
No, what it is, they get you like a Diddy party, and you have sex with somebody, thinking that that they're of age, and basically they're not, and then they get you on video doing that, and then for the rest of your life, you are a puppet to whatever it is that they want you to do and say, and that's why they all
it just raises
say the same things.
Begs the question, bro, whatever happened to the girl that whole Epstein situation ordeal? Like she died.
Oh yeah, she just got murdered.
Oh my god.
She had too much evidence or too much to say.
Something.
You gotta be crazy.
Sliced her into
careful.
Pieces, huh?
They did? They sliced her?
Found her into fucking somebody's sandwich or something. Some crazy shit.
I mean, they're not playing around.
Dude. They're not messing around, bro. So yeah, I mean, it's a
I was
real
getting
thing.
close to being.
Did you flirt with the idea? Honest to God, dude.
No, well.
Wow, come on. Let's get honest here and candid, please.
Here's the thing. I played for the light, okay?
That's right.
I played for that team.
Yeah, yeah.
And when I was doing the whole the MAGA era situation,
which you got 10 million views on that one video. Huh?
Yeah, I was really elevated, and that's when they reached out to me, and offered this is what we can give you, this is what we can provide,
wild, bro.
And it's all the riches you could ever possibly imagine. And this is right before I was supposed to go to the Grammys and do the whole thing. So it's they knew what I was doing. They knew I was going to do this. They knew it would blow up.
Right.
They wanted to.
It was so monumental where you were at that point too.
Yeah, they wanted to capitalize on, or make sure they, and I ignored it. I didn't want to even respond. I just, but yeah.
Yeah.
And plus I wouldn't do it because it's at the end of the day, you're gonna be compromised.
Adhere to the call.
You're gonna get compromised one way or another, and then you have to be a slave.
Yeah.
And I think that's why Justin Timberlake is losing his mind, or Bieber. I mean, Justin Bieber's losing his mind because I think he's
losing his Bieber.
He lost his Bieber. Yeah. That little Bieber fell off a long time ago.
Dude.
No, he's having a moment.
Really?
Oh yeah, he looks like shit. Have you seen
Enlighten me. No, I haven't. I know that he was going through some stuff due to the Diddy thing, right? Related to that.
Yeah, he's really into drugs. Obviously, we know that, but it's gotten to a really sad place. But I don't know. I feel like he has a lot on his mind, a lot on his heart.
Yeah.
Things that he's done for fame.
Yeah.
He probably.
I think there's a price to pay for
regrets.
everything, dude. I mean, for your name to be elevated to heights where most people can't get there, to at a rapid speed, and then there's definitely a price to pay and a lot to be said about that. I think when you go the long way, when you go through the light, God, and you allow things to take place, it's a longer road, and then, because like you said, it's a lot of these people that own the powers that be, so to speak, that own Hollywood and they own all these industries. They can make you and scrub you. They can make you a superstar, overnight success story. Then you sell millions of things. You're on everyone's PR because they own the PR. A lot of the PR companies.
That's what it is.
It's all PR.
You're going to get on the top of the algorithms. What are people going to see?
Right.
Then all of a sudden you get a lot of views, and it's not because you're more talented or you did anything differently.
No.
It's just you.
Yeah.
Aligned yourself with something.
You adhere to the call. Then you have to pay the piper. No bueno.
Screw that.
Oh, no, gracias.
I think you could have success. Going through the light. I think that's possible. And I think when you achieve it that way, it's a lasting, beautiful thing.
Yeah, I think
can live forever.
Right.
I think but you have to beat the system, though. You have to get past the gatekeepers.
Yeah.
It's very, very challenging. It's like Mordor, going
well, there's
like your Frodo.
yeah, there's essentially, and there's also there's more than one way to skin a cat, clearly. So now that a lot more of the bigger conglomerates, so to speak, that own everything, as it were, they've kind of destabilized. Now people are being able to, and they're dismantling. Now we're able to sort of go around and make your own, carve your own little
your own TikTok world and make money, like make real money.
Yeah, leave a nice little indentation in this world, I suppose.
Yeah. I saw this thing, a reel about how the old way of going about record labels, like where Clive Davis discovers you.
Yeah, he
Whitney
fucks
Houston,
you, and then
he fucks you and puts you on Oprah.
Yeah,
and then like
Whitney Houston,
right? Like
she dies and they're having a party, dude. Like she's in the hotel, the Beverly Hills Hotel.
Oh, she died. Yeah.
Yeah, she was in the Beverly Hills Hotel, dead in the room, and they're still having the party.
She died there.
Yeah,
I was just there.
You're just there. I know you were.
Yeah.
Was it fun? Did you have a good time? This last was the last week.
I love the Beverly Hills Hotel.
It's fantastic.
I love it. I love just like
they do the Golden
out.
Globes there every year.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was during that time, in fact, and it was a few years. I was in Vegas, I think, at the time, and I remember breaking news. Then this is going on. She's in her room, and they're throwing a party while her body hasn't even, like, obviously it's not cold to the touch yet, and they're already throwing a party because there was this thing where they were supposed to honor her or something to that effect. I don't know. Sorry, guys, obviously I haven't done my homework correctly, but she was at the hotel and the very place they're supposed to honor her and whatnot. They still had the party. The show must go on,
even though they knew she was gone?
Yeah, and they interview him, and he has the audacity to say, "Well, she would have liked it that way. She would have liked to have had." Be remembered, and for the party to have continued on, like to be cheerful. In other words, why be doom and gloom? Why be so gloomy? Be cheerful. And yeah. So at any rate, that was that. But
wow,
it's 42 minutes, dude. We're like down to 3 more minutes. What do you want to say in the last? This is the 11th hour, bro.
11th hour.
Yo. What we're gonna talk about? Britney Spears' new man is a homie.
He's a homie.
Yeah. It's this guy, right? Like Gomez, or what's his last name? Not Gomez.
Paul something.
Paul Gutierrez?
I don't know.
No, anyway. So he is, oh, dude, I want you to meet my good friend, Deborah Brando Presley, dude. This is the eldest daughter of
oh, yeah.
I want you to meet her. Cool. So she's supposed to start a podcast also. So she's really happy about that. So it's going to be kind of cool.
Yeah,
and then a couple other people I want you to meet as well. And just want to shout out to Juan LaPrince and
shout out to you,
and Layla. Layla had a birthday. Like,
I love Layla.
Layla,
yeah. Hi, Layla.
She's fantastic.
I didn't go to her party, unfortunately.
Yeah, I didn't get a chance to go.
It was in Malibu too, like right down the street.
I'm just too old to go to those parties these days, bro. Like,
why?
I don't know. I just feel like I'm a little outdated.
Is it because of the drive? Is the drive?
No, I mean, I like. I've gone to a lot of mansion parties over the years. I mean, as a driver and whatnot.
Right.
Well, yeah, no. I would have loved to have gone because she throws good parties.
Yeah.
She did the Santa Anita one, and it was kind of like not a party, but it was like a
fashion show.
Yeah. And it was fantastic. I loved it. I really thought she was great, and she's really cool. And she had boxers, famous people there.
Corey Feldman. I met Corey.
Yeah, Corey Feldman. I like Corey. Okay, this is what I'm going to leave you guys with. Okay, when you talk to Corey, which, by the way, I hear that, rumor has it, okay, it's in the rumor mill that the Goonies are happening, part 2.
Wow.
The Goonies 2 are happening.
That's cool.
So this is great news because we're Goonie like lovers,
I love
right?
the Goonies.
And so tell Corey Feldman that I used to call Richard Donner, rest his soul, every year. Richard Donner is creator of the Goonies. Every year, as a director, I think. Every year I used to, because the producer is what was the producer? Big producer. I can't think of his name right now. But Richard Donner, every year I used to call him and ask him, when are you going to start your Goonies 2? Do you have, is there a script rolled out, or what's the deal? What's the plan? And every year he'd answer his phone and tell me, well, there you are again. Oh, no, we're working on it. But there's like a lot of, and it was just great. And then one day it was like, I can't call Richard Donner anymore. He passed away.
Oh.
Yeah. So I was his driver many, many, many years ago.
Yeah.
And many years later, I would call every year. And I used to tell him, can I call you every year to ask you like the development? Like maybe I could be an extra in the movie. And he'd laugh. He'd go, yeah, sure. Why not? Coolest guy ever.
Yeah.
You did meet. And then, yeah. So anyway, that was my Goonies story.
I love it. I love
Corey,
it.
I see Corey at Target. He lives in Woodland Hills.
He's so
I see him at
down to
Target
earth and
all
cool.
the time. Yeah,
So
I never
human.
bother him, but I see him all the time.
Yeah.
And I know you hung out with him.
He's a legend.
Good guy. Yeah.
He is a Hollywood legend.
He can jam, dude, on the guitar.
People don't understand. And they don't get
he went
proper.
through a lot, huh?
They don't get props.
And he went through a lot. Him and Corey Haim, they went through it.
Talk about Hollywood darkness.
Yeah.
But he survived.
Can we talk more about that next time? Or what do you think?
Yeah. That'd be great.
So I think that's our show for tonight.
Cool.
We're going to wrap it up. My cuz, Ricky Rebel, the artist, my guy, I really am beyond stoked. Yeah, put them back on because we've unleashed the lions, right?
Yeah.
And we've said everything we're going to say tonight. Next week is even better, probably in a couple weeks.
Yeah.
This is great. This is a banger, dude. This is really a banger.
I think it's a banger.
Yeah,
it's a banger.
We got some in the pot. So thank you so much, guys. That's my show. Almost Famous. Take it away.